Guide to the Soviet Navy, 4th edition. Author, Norman Polmar. Published in 1986. Chapters. Chapter 1, State of the Fleet. Chapter 2, Glossary of Terms. Chapter 3, Soviet Ship Classifications. Chapter 4, Command and Organization. Chapter 5, Fleets and Flotillas. Chapter 6, Missions and Tactics. Chapter 7, Operations and Exercises. Chapter 8, Naval Aviation. Chapter 9, Naval Infantry, Coastal Missile Artillery, Spetsnaz Forces. Chapter 10, Personnel and Training. Chapter 11, Fleet Development. Chapter 12, Submarines. Chapter 13, Aircraft Carriers. Chapter 14, Cruisers. Chapter 15, Destroyers. Chapter 16, Frigates. Chapter 17, Corvettes. Chapter 18, Missile, Patrol, and Torpedo Craft. Chapter 19, Mine Warfare Ships and Craft. Chapter 20, Amphibious Warfare Ships. Chapter 21, Landing Craft. Chapter 22, Naval Auxiliaries. Chapter 23, Research and Intelligence Ships. Chapter 24, Civilian Auxiliary Ships. Chapter 25, KGB Maritime Border Troops. Chapter 26, Naval Aircraft. Chapter 27, Naval Weapons. Chapter 28, Naval Electronics. Chapter 29, Bases and Ports. Chapter 30, Shipbuilding and Shipyards. Chapter 31, Merchant Marine Force. Chapter 32, Fishing Fleet. Chapter 33, Warsaw Pact Navies. Appendixes include A. Soviet Naval Officers of 1986. B. Commanders-in-Chief of the Soviet Navy. C. Soviet Naval Order of Battle, 1945 to 1985. 547 pages in length. No audio available at this time. Author and analyst Norman Polmar can be considered the real-life version of the pre-Humphrey Red October character, Jack Ryan. He's a bald, squat, non-persona of Harrison Ford for sure, but his writing is candid, insightful, truthful, excellent. He does more than simply provide accurate figures on weapons and displacement. He looks at the growing pains, strategies, missions, and future of the Soviet fleets. This is an excellent reference for those who want excellent analysis on the Soviet Navy but whom cannot afford the sheer volume and price of Jane's fighting ships. As proven by Gervasi in his work, Soviet Military Power, the Pentagon's propaganda document, Annotated and Corrected, deliberate inaccuracies were running rampant at the time. Polmar's work feels more like a closed-office doors, grandfatherly honest assessment of a growing threat. Professional, hysteria-free Reagan-era intelligence. Polmar was the director of the U.S. Naval Institute's military database at the time. Designed primarily for Navy officers, students, and hardcore naval enthusiasts, Guide to the Soviet Navy, 4th edition, is an easy read, and many of its photos cannot be found in any other works. Polmar even had an addenda added as new data about the Mike-class nuclear submarine emerged just prior to printing. Keep in mind, the Mike-class was an experimental boat that sank in 1989 off the coast of Norway. On a personal note, I used to read this book as a teenager time and time again on the shelf at Oxford Bookstore before finally receiving it from my parents as a birthday gift in 1989. This expensive hardback favorite of mine has been treated with care ever since then. Polmar's 5th version of this title has identical quality, and I highly recommend it.